Well, I did it. I wrote a novel in 31 days with no prior writing experience. Okay, well, I wrote a draft to a novel in 31 days, but still, the last time I wrote anything creative was probably like sophomore year of college, maybe, when I wrote like 2-3-page short stories, but I have not picked up the pen since then. Is this video meant to be some weird flex? No, I don't think so. I really want to show with this video that anyone, even relatively stupid and unqualified people like myself, can pick up writing and get so much out of it. I may not have written the best rough draft, the story might not be the most compelling, the grammar might be in desperate need of a complete overhaul, and the themes might not be as well pronounced as I would like. One of my booktube friends is Sam from Captain Samuel Sigils, and he wrote a book a few months ago and I interviewed him for it. And one thing that stuck out to me was he was just like, yeah, I have no professional training. I wasn't a creative writing major or something. I just like to read a lot of books. And when he said that, it was pretty eye-opening because I was like, that could be me. He took no professional writing experience and he wrote an incredible book about some super potent experiences that he had in his life. What's stopping someone like me from trying that? To be totally honest, the final impetus for me starting my novel was that I went through a breakup and I suddenly had many more free hours where I was just fixating on the negatives, and I was like, I gotta spend my lots more free time doing something a little more constructive. So I decided to write a book, and I think deciding to do so was probably the best creative decision that I have made in my life since starting my YouTube channel. There are so many positives to writing. Just to be able to be part of the creative process is incredibly empowering. There's something about like writing a paragraph or a chapter and being like looking back on it and be like, damn, okay, I kind of cooked there. Let me be clear. I know that I did not write a great novel. I don't know if I'll even put it out to the world. And if I do, I know that whoever reads it, most people are probably gonna think it's complete shit. But that's okay because the process has been so fulfilling. The other main way that it's affected me, and probably more importantly, is that it's affected my reading. I enjoy reading more. While I'm reading, I find myself taking more things out of books now. There are so many little things that I'm terrible at when it comes to writing. Let's say like writing dialogue. When I read now, it's really interesting to kind of reflect on how the greats of the genre do this, and I can feel myself literally learning in real time, especially as someone starting from such a low skill level. There's just so much for me to learn. Even smaller stuff like, you know, how authors use hyphens and stuff like that. It just adds so much to reading. Lastly, especially since this is more of a social science fiction book that I wrote, this has helped me process and learn about the topic that I wrote about. I am no expert, okay? Let's be clear. But for posterity's sake, I want to share how I went about completing writing a novel in 31 days. Minor disclaimer, the rough draft was 46,000 words and I think 50,000 words is a novel. It's already at 50,000 based on my editing, but okay, I didn't exactly write a novel. It's almost there though. I love science fiction. Mostly I love social science fiction considerably more than space opera science fiction. So what I decided first is I need to decide the message that I want to portray in my book. Next, I came up with a general start point to the main plot and an end point to the main plot. Then I came up with 4 subplots, a start to each of these and an end to each of these, and then 3 things that happen in each of those 4 subplots. Then I took these like 20 or so events and I ordered them in a timeline. So I basically had like 20 chapters or sections that were moving the story forward. Then I wrote a thesis sentence for each of the sections, as well as 3 subpoints for each of these sections. Then I wrote out a list of my characters and all the new SF concepts that I made up, and I just wrote a few bullet points on each to kind of flesh them out in my mind. Now that I had my detailed outline, I just started writing. I went section by section and I wrote the book. While I wrote the book, I kept kind of detailed notes on what I wanted to change in later drafts, but I avoided going back and editing anything in the past. Here's the part of the video where I try to get you to start writing. I am so grateful and lucky that people actually watch and comment on my videos. And from the interactions that I've had with you guys, I mean, holy shit, you guys are much smarter and much more interesting people than I am. Every single person, and I seriously mean this, every single person that's watching this video has a meaningful book inside of them. Everyone has been through some experience that they can comment on or share, or they have some sort of plot that is worthwhile to explore. I had a professor that I was really close to at the University of Minnesota, and he had previously worked at an Ivy League school. And one time he told me, Sam, Ivy League students are no smarter than University of Minnesota students. But you know what they have that the Minnesota students don't? Confidence. They think that they have the ability to go out there and get the best job and to get into the best university and to make the most money. And I think that's super applicable to creative endeavors as well. Like, obviously some authors are super smart and good at what they do, but I really think the difference between people that have written a novel or a book and people who have not, that are interested in it, is literally just time and commitment to starting and finishing something. There is not some brilliance that you need to do it. Like I said earlier, I am literally nobody. I have never studied writing. I have never had some sort of super critical eye to reading, but I did it because I thought writing a book would be fun. And guess what? You can do that too, and you can write a better book than me. I would say one big downside to doing anything creative, whether it's starting a booktube channel, whether it is writing a book, is that it can be super toxic. Communities on the internet can be super toxic, guys. Everyone knows that. I already get suggested so many YouTube videos that are like 3 things that everyone needs in their book, or 5 things that every publisher looks for. But I just make a cognizant effort not to engage with or watch any of this content, like to not talk with people that would feed into that competitiveness. And I was able to kind of avoid that insecurity and frustration with my own work by just not engaging in that. Does that hurt my book a tiny bit? I mean, maybe, but your book doesn't have to be for like 1 million people. It doesn't have to be shooting for top 5 on the New York Times bestsellers list. For me, my book is first and foremost for myself, and then it's for my family and for my close friends. And if no one else reads it, that's fine by me. I have gotten plenty out of this book just from the process of writing it alone. I think that writing, in addition to reading, is a very lonely hobby sometimes. And if you're seeking out communities for your reading hobby, like BookTube, you might be looking for one for writing as well. One organization I wanted to shout out, which is a national organization in the US, sorry Brits, is Shut Up and Write, which I just started going to a few weeks ago. These are just like community run events where you show up, everyone introduces themselves for 10 minutes max, and then you just silently shut up and write for an hour. And this is a really fun way to get to talk to people about writing and to turn a solitary hobby into a social one. Everyone that I've been to, and I've been to a variety of these groups, has been full of kind people that are just non-judgmental about the hobby. Okay, it probably comes as no surprise that because of this writing challenge that I did, it's taken a tiny bit of a hit. It's taken a big hit on my reading. I ran through like my entire backlog of books that I hadn't made a video yet on, so I'll need a little bit of time to catch up on reviews so I can keep cranking more videos out. But I still have a ton of fun making videos, so I still want to try to get out one every week. But this might mean that like it'll be a book review and then it'll be like a book review adjacent video the next week, at least for a few weeks while I get some books under my belt. I think this is actually really good though. Like, I've had some really good ideas for some creative content that I think will be super fun to make, and I also think that viewers will like it. A few weeks ago, my friend Sam, another booktuber, participated in this community thing where you answer 25 questions and then you tag another person. So he tagged me, so I'm gonna be answering those now. If you're not interested in me personally, I don't blame you. I'm not super interesting. If so, I will see you in the next video. 1, what is your channel about? Statistically, reading is the most attractive hobby to women. So yeah, I just do that to be attractive. Now, in reality, I don't like to bother people in real life with like my ramblings, so I just do them online. 2, how old are you? I'm 27. 3, what's your occupation? I am a software engineer. 4, where do you live? I live in Minnesota. 5, looking back, what would you have told your 10-year-old self? Good luck, go make some mistakes. 6, tell us about your family. I have 12 kids with 3 different women. 7, what's your favorite holiday? Halloween. 8, you have no budget. What is your dream vacation? Seychelles. Look up the beaches. 9, name your biggest pet peeves. People who are better than me at things. 10, what book changed your life? No Longer Human by Osamu Dazai. Check out my review. 11, what simple invention improved the world? IVF, I am a test tube baby. 12, favorite movie. I never watch movies, so I would say Star Wars Episode 4. 13, describe yourself using 3 fictional characters. I would say Obayozo from No Longer Human, Aaron from Paper Girls, and Estraven from The Left-Handed Darkness. 14, what's your dream job? Teacher. 15, if magic was real, what spell would you learn first? Something that would let me fly. Flying would be so sick. 16, share a favorite childhood memory. I won state high school tennis with my team, so I peaked in high school. 17, what is your favorite social media platform and why? I used to be obsessed with Twitter. I would use it like an hour a day, and it would make me laugh so much. And I deleted it because it's so toxic, like, I don't know, 8 months ago, a year ago, something like that. And my life got considerably less toxic, but I also laughed considerably less. I think it's a fine trade-off. 18, if you could pick any book character, who would you spend the day with? I would get up to some mischief with Alex from Clockwork Orange. 19, what's your spirit animal? I got asked this in a job interview. I said a crow. 20, what old person thing do you do? Most of my hobbies are old person things. but I do like to do New York Times crossword puzzle with my mom every week. 21, do you have a hidden talent? I can quickly read and write in Arabic, the Star Wars language. 22, what's your relationship status? C, last question. 23, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I usually have some crazy life event happen every few years. So in 5 years, I'll probably be in like fucking Argentina or something. 24, share an item and tell us its significance. Trigger warning if you don't like gore. I love macabre horror artwork, and the most money I ever spend is on like these crazy figurines. I'll put up a picture of my favorite one. 25, tag some people. I am tagging you, the person that's watching this video, okay? I also have some like booktube friends that watch my videos, and I don't want to call anyone out by name because I don't want to make you uncomfortable. I know it's kind of stressful with like, oh, I already know what I'm going to post and stuff. I kind of felt that with this, but if you want to, I would love to know, like, I know you know who you are, the people that watch my videos, like, I would love to know more about you. So yeah, that. I'm tagging you guys. Also, Mr. Beast, I'm tagging you. Thanks for watching, and be kind to yourself.